Hey, 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 beautiful, brilliant people. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Dr. Valika Moore here, your transformation activator for women leaders and your mental detox therapist. Just wanted to come on today just to give a few tips about something that we talked about, or actually I did a reel about a couple weeks ago. So I posted a reel about 2 weeks ago showing me trying to be productive on a Monday. And the title of the reel was Mondays Be Like, right? And from that reel, I got a response that a lot of people have trouble getting adjusted and being productive on Mondays, but also that people have this problem maybe many times during the week. Right. And so productivity, it can be one of those things that can be challenging on any day, especially if we don't have the tools that we need to have. We don't have things organized and set up in a certain way for us to be productive. But we know that productivity is really important to being able to get the things that we need to get done for work, around the house, or whatever other responsibilities we may have. So a couple weeks ago with that reel, I did provide a few tips below the reel to share just some things that we can do to help ourselves to be more productive. And so you can go back and check that reel out and check out just the posts that went along with that. You know, if you are looking for some ways to be more productive, or you are, just trying to figure out maybe why you aren't as productive as you would like to be. And so, as I was getting ready today though, and I was just preparing for my day, I, just started to think about how important it is for me to do this one particular thing that is super beneficial to my productivity. So I figured that I would share it with you all because I feel like it can certainly be helpful for other people. So, I'm here with all the tips and tools and things. So if I find something that works for me, then of course I want to be able to share that with you all as well. And so one of the most beneficial things that you can do to ensure productivity is to take care of yourself first. To take care of you first. And what does that mean, right? Y'all know I'm big on self-care. And so, it's taking care of the things that you need to do first thing to help you be productive for your day. And so, of course, we have the list of tips and tools that you can, do to ensure productivity. But I feel like if you have not done things to take care of yourself, you're still going to feel scattered. You're not going to feel fully grounded in the day. You might feel tired, get sluggish, and these are things that may happen, anyway, if you're working a long work day or you have a lot to do. But, I think the way that we start our day really has or plays a big role in how well we're able to function throughout the day. All right. So I just have three suggestions that I would like to share with you today for how you can take care of you so that you can be more productive. So number one is to start your day with God. So you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? Some of the time, the first thing that we do is we're looking at our phones to see if we got any emails, to see if anyone texts us. Our minds might just start going on, oh my gosh, I have all of these things to do today. So even before you can wake up good, your mind has just taken off about all of the things that you have to do. And before you can even get up, you're tired because it's like, I have all of these things to do. And anxiety starts to creep in and things like that. And so starting the day off with God, just to get yourself grounded and centered. The Word of God, Philippians 4:13, tells us that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, who strengthens me, right? And, I think that when we are starting our day off with God, yes, there might be some things that are going to come along in the day. But if we ground ourselves in just knowing that God is there with us, that we are we're going to be taken care of by him throughout the day, that might help us to reduce some of that anxiety. That might help us just to remain centered in the day. We've started off with a scripture, or we've started off with a prayer, where we are sharing with God what our day looks like, and we're releasing those cares upon him. It also, something that I did a while ago is I sat down and I wrote or looked up, and I think I did some journaling as well, scriptures about productivity and plans, and God's plans, and what he wants for us in regards to our productivity. And I sat down and I wrote scriptures or journaled around the scriptures in regards to that. And, that really helped me to be more productive, because it's like, okay, the work that I'm doing today, God, the things that I have, number one, you've given them to me. And number two, I want to be pleasing in, the things that you have blessed me with. I want to be pleasing to you. You've allowed me to have this business. You've allowed me to have these clients, and I want to make sure that I'm my most productive self today, or even around my home. Lord, you have allowed me to have these things that I have, and I want to be able to take care of my home today. I want to be able to take care of me today, God. So what do I need to do to be able to do that? So starting our day off in prayer and starting our day off with God, that is one of the most beneficial and effective things that we can do to ensure productivity in our day. And so I want you all to try that one. Number two is, number one, making sure that we're getting up early enough. That is so important. We've got to make sure that we're getting up early enough, because if we're waking up and we are frazzled, we're jumping out of bed, and it's just like, okay, I only have enough time to throw on some clothes and just kind of just dash out or jump in front of my computer if you're working virtually or whatever it may be. You haven't really given yourself enough time to really prepare your mind for the day. And you may not even really be able to fully do number one, which was starting your day off with God, because you don't have time to pray. You don't have time to really spend it with God, because you really just allowed enough time to get yourself up and maybe presentable to go to work, or, do that first thing that you need to do. And then, of course, we know once you do the first thing, it's everything that's coming behind that you need to do. And so, just making sure that you are waking up early enough to be able to do things. And waking up early enough for many starts the night before. It starts with making sure that you are going to bed at a good time, because some of us, and I'm a night owl myself, so I get it. I like to kind of recoup my me time for the day at nighttime, where I just have that time to do whatever I want to, whether it's watching TV, whether it's scrolling social media, or whatever it may be, just kind of having that time for me. And it may take away from the time that I should be sleeping. And so we got to make sure that, for some, that we're getting in bed at a good enough hour so that we're getting our 7 to 9 hours of sleep, or however much it may be that you need. And generally it's 7 to 9 hours, but that particular increment can vary upon person to person. So for me, it's 7 hours. I need 7 hours of sleep and I can wake up and I am good to go. I don't need 8. I don't need 9. But 7, if I've got my 7, that's good. If I'm getting 5 or 6, number one, that's not healthy for me. And number two, I'm just not going to be rested enough during the day. I'm going to just feel drowsy. I'm going to feel tired. I'm going to be dragging. And so it's important that you are able to get the sufficient amount of sleep that you need the night before so that you can get up on time at a good time. So waking up early enough to incorporate you into your day is important. So you're not just waking up and then you got everything that you need to do. I got to check these emails. I got to, make sure that this is done. I got to do this and I got to do that. Giving yourself enough time where you can incorporate you. And this is going to vary upon person to person, how much time you may have based on when your actual day starts. So for me, generally, I don't start my work day before 11 o'clock because I need time to just kind of wake up. It's things that I want to do. I want to be able to go out for a walk. I want to, just be able to move slowly. I don't want to have to jump right into my day. But if I am getting up right before work starts or right just in enough time to get myself dressed and, out the door or in front of my computer, then, I haven't given myself enough time to really just prepare my mind for the day. And so, I would suggest getting up a little earlier. Like I said, I don't start my day till about 11. Some people, you might have to be to work at 6 in the morning. You might have to be to work at 7 in the morning, and you're already waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, look, I only have enough time to do this. And what I would say is, if you're already getting up super early, think about what you can add. It might only be a half hour. It might only be 15 minutes, and figure out what's most important to you to be able to do during that time, or the things even that I'm sharing today, like how can you kind of, make sure you have a little bit of time for each. So you might not have, a whole hour for devotion, but, can you do devotion for 15 minutes? Can you just sit with God and talk to God for 15 minutes? Can you just sit and do some deep breathing for 2 minutes? You might be an exercise person in the morning, but you're like, okay, I can't get up that early, but can you just do some stretching or do something for just a few minutes so that you have done something to be able to take care of yourself and put yourself in a good mindset for the day? So definitely try to wake up early enough so that you can definitely ensure more productivity for your day. All right, so then let's go ahead and go to number 3. And number 3, it entails a few things, but I'm just going to go through everything really quickly. So number 3 is doing other things that help you to get your brain and your mind right for success. Because there are things that we can certainly do that work against us. And I'll talk about that in another video. But, definitely making sure that you're doing some things that get your brain and your mind right for success. So, so we've already talked about waking up early enough. When you wake up, making sure that you are, taking some time to spend with God to get grounded for the day. But what are some other things that you can do to really get your mind right for a successful day. So you can continue mindfulness, whatever that may be for you. You may have some meditations or some things that you say. You may spend some time in deep breathing. You may spend some time journaling. You may have a certain podcast or some music or something that you like to listen to that helps to get you grounded or to really get you motivated for the day. You may have some organizational tasks that you need to do to get you ready for the day. And when I say organizational task, that doesn't even quite mean yet going to your planner and looking at what your day looks like. That looks like maybe you're making up your bed. You're doing some things to help even just organize your space so that you feel more productive. So that might be that you are you're making up your bed, or you're tidying things up a little bit. That might mean that you're just kind of setting your desk even just for the day, just putting things, the way that you're gonna, make best use just what you need to do today. So you might just have your folders set out, or, you might have your water bottles set on your desk. You might go ahead and just maybe load up your computer or something like that. But, it might just be some organizational tasks that just help you to just feel more prepared and to help you to be more productive. Like I said earlier, you might be a morning exercise person. So, to help your mind, get your mind right, exercise might help you. It might help with that motivation. It might help with, if you have a lot of anxiety, or you're noticing that your mood is not at its best, and you wake up and you do some exercise, that is going to help bring your stress levels down. Or like I said, it's just going to make you feel more motivated to get things done. So it might be exercise. Also, making sure that you have time to eat a nice, healthy breakfast. That is so super important. So a nice, healthy breakfast, not a breakfast that is just heavy with like carbohydrates. So like your morning muffin, or, just things that are just not the healthiest. It's going to be, full of sugar and things like that, because it might make you feel a little fueled up at first, but it's going to fizzle out within an hour or so. And that's not something that you want. Then you're going to feel tired. You're not going to feel like getting things done, or you might even just start off just feeling, after you eat that, just feeling just like weighed down and just not feeling great to be productive. So, making sure that you're eating a very healthy breakfast. It's not full of caffeine. I know you love your coffee, but what other alternatives can you do, or can you lessen the amount of coffee that you might be drinking first thing in the morning? So that's something to think about. So you have to figure out what a healthy breakfast looks like for you. It might look like, some healthy protein. So it might look like maybe an egg or so, maybe, some nuts, maybe, you might, I don't know if you eat salmon in the morning, but, that might be something that would be helpful as well, or healthy as well, that you can include in your breakfast. You might do some green tea as opposed to coffee, which you got a little bit of caffeine, but green tea is so great for the brain, so it's going to help you to fuel up, and to feel good. So, just really thinking about what might be healthy for you. It might be some fruit. It might be some yogurt. Whatever works for you, that is going to be healthy for you. So, just being mindful of what you're eating, and I know that we are, in a time where, fasting and intermittent fasting, is something that's really popular. And if that works for you, then that's great, right? But it doesn't work for everyone. And that's something that we have to be very mindful of as well, is that we're really considering if something feels good to us or works for us. And if you are fasting in the morning and you're not eating till about 12, but your day started at 6, like how are you feeling? Are you feeling good, by 12 when you're eating, or are you feeling depleted because that diet might not be the best for you? So that's something that you got to think about. So, so definitely making sure that you're having a healthy breakfast, and then of course making sure that you're drinking your water, that you're hydrating, because that is going to be really good for your brain as well. If you have any let me stay on task. I'm gonna come back. So, so with your hydration, making sure that you are drinking at the minimum 64 ounces of water. But of course, we should be drinking about half of our body weight in fluids during the day, and then making sure that the fluids that you're drinking are healthy fluids. So water is going to be like the easiest, right? Even herbal tea is really good, making sure that you're not drinking sugary drinks and milk and coffee and things like that you're adding to your hydration intake, because those things really don't count. They're actually making you more hydrated if you're drinking things with a whole lot of sugar or caffeine and things like that. So really being careful about that. So making sure that you're getting your good water in, and then, doing some herbal tea if you don't just want to drink a whole bunch of water throughout the day, okay? And so then the other thing that I was going to get ready to say, and this kind of goes back to our diet, is, if you have vitamins and supplements that you take during the day, or that you take on a daily basis, or that you should be taking because maybe they've been prescribed for you, then I would say definitely make sure that you're taking them. Sometimes when maybe we're not waking up early enough, to do the things to take care of us, we might, miss out on things like our vitamins and supplements. So, make sure that you are taking, whether you're taking a multivitamin, or there might be another supplement that your doctor has suggested for you, then make sure that you're taking that. So that might look like your vitamin D, that might look like some iron, some magnesium, or something like that, because that is going to help to fuel your cells for productivity as well. So that is pretty much all that I have today. I hope that this has been helpful so that we can all be more productive, right? So make sure that you are beginning to take care of yourself. That is like the most important thing that we can do, rather than just jumping out of bed and starting to take care of everything else that we have to today. Make sure that you are making that space to be able to take care of you. And so if you have any questions, about anything in this video, please feel free to put it in the comments, or to message me and let me know. I am happy, to share any other insights that I have. But I definitely hope that this has been helpful. If it has been helpful, definitely give me a heart or a thumbs up or something, or, just a comment that says this has been helpful, all right? So that I know that I am providing content that is helpful, all right? So have a great and blessed rest of the day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.